All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Yeah.
All right. Welcome to my first edition of Unscripted as your producer, and so far everything has worked out okay. Yeah. No two hidden hiccups. I guess that rehearsal that Logan gave me is paying off. Sure. Speaking of my boy Logan, how you doing this evening, bro?
What's going on, Jay? Like you said, I feel like we said it earlier, right? My kids are growing up. On Tuesday, we had Frankie produce the show, a bang up job. He was getting fancy at the NJ, right? He had the background, he had the Patriots logo, he was doing all these fancy tricks that I might not even know. And now here we are, just 2 short days later. Like you said, we're on Tiki channel. We're not afraid to take any risks. And boy, here you are doing a great job. We've been training you vigorously, like Rocky, every week. And it's fine. It's going great, man. It's going to be a tremendous show. Frankie's going to join us in just a little bit. He's got to take care of the kids for a little while, and then he will come and join us, talk some sports. But I am ready, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. And by the way, you could actually, I think, use this as a bullet on your resume. So, and you can include my name and likeness on there because people probably wouldn't believe it if you didn't. So
I will ask for a recommendation for you, Jay, and it better be at least 2 paragraphs.
Hey, but all right, man, let's get this bad boy cranking. So we got the NBA trade deadline approaching, Logan.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of go through this trade by trade, and we're going to talk this out a little bit because, as you know, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yep.
Although there is one thing that didn't go on.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
And we know what that is, don't we, Logan?
We'll try and save that for when he comes on, right? We'll wait
so
it out as much as we can.
What? You're right. I'm sorry. I guess I'm so anxious to talk about, but you know what? We're going to take a momentary pause.
That's what we're here
for. But let's talk about what did happen. Obviously, you can see on the screen, you got Harden and you got Simmons.
That's the big one.
So the Nets got Harden. They got Patty Mills. And the Nets got 2 first-rounders, Simmons, Curry, and Namon Drummond. Okay, first of all, I want you to tell me who won and what your thought process was about this trade.
Well, we'd seen over the last couple of days, right, that you'd seen from Morey, you'd seen from the Nets, Steve Nash, that it might not go through. They were wanting too much, that the Sixers weren't wanting to give up Massey, which they ended up didn't, right? They gave up Seth Curry instead. So that ended up being true, but, then you heard, Harden's not going to be moved. We're going to keep him and all this stuff. And then it finally broke. This was the biggest trade of the day by far. And, you'd heard over the past couple of weeks that Harden wasn't too happy in Brooklyn, whether it be with Kyrie Irving not playing or just with, how the team's been struggling, right? We'll talk about their losing streak here in a little bit. And it seemed like the writing was on the wall. And it turned out to be the case. As for Simmons, right, hasn't played at all this season, had signed that big contract extension, and didn't get to play a single game with that team that he signed the extension for. As for the other guys, before I talk a little bit more about it, like I said, Philadelphia gave up Seth Curry, right, a very good 3-point shooter, very efficient. Andre Drummond, right, a veteran. And also the 2 first-round picks, right, which could be potential future starters. We don't know, who they're going to be, obviously. But, 2 first-round picks are always a good get. As for Brooklyn, like I said, you get Ben Simmons, right? When he's on the floor, Jay, when he plays, look, I know he can't shoot. We talked about that dozens of times. But he's going to quicken the pace. He is a probably top 5, top 10 perimeter defender in the league whenever he's playing. And that's something that Brooklyn desperately needs right now. There's a reason they're on that losing streak.
Right.
And you can pair Simmons with Durant, and I think that might work out beautifully, right? Just imagine you got Simmons driving to get some layups, and you got Durant open for a corner three or anywhere. That would work out perfectly. So I think it was, in terms of who might have won, I'm still having to rack my head around it, man, because it's so crazy it actually went down. Because with the Sixers, it's going to be crazy with the Sixers, man, because you have perennial MVP, right? Joel Embiid, who's a monster on the inside from the paint. And then you have James Harden, who's probably one of the most, a top 3-point shooter in the league. So how do you stop the Sixers? I wish we had Philly Sports guy on this show. I want to see his reaction, man. But I think for me at the moment, just because Brooklyn is struggling, I would have to give the slight edge to Philadelphia, just because you finally got someone who is another threat outside of Joel Embiid. You got Joel Embiid some help, and I know you gave up a good bit for him, but if they are serious about going deep in the playoffs, Jay, I think this is a good push. As for the Nets, it looks like this might, it's probably not going to be their year. With Durant not playing as much. We got Anthony Price saying Harden going to complain again, request to trade in 2 years. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Anthony. And whenever Harden gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, Jay, who's going to induct him? He don't have many friends in this league, so we'll see. But I think at the moment of February the 10th at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to give it to the Sixers, just because they're getting that last bit for that playoff push, and maybe for the long term, just because you're giving up Seth Curry, those first two first-round picks, Brooklyn might benefit for it in the future. So right now, I'm giving the slight edge to Philadelphia. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go opposite of you on that. I think the Nets are the winners of this. And I want to go back for a second and talk about how moronic Daryl Morey is, the general manager of the 76ers. And I used to think, quite highly of him when he was with the Rockets, bringing Harden and, making some of the trades that he made, especially when he got three first-round picks from Brooklyn for James Harden. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of like, okay, he's not, and he's had a pretty good. He's always kind of competitive. He's had a pretty good track record, So I mean, I was putting a lot of stock in him. But then I see this whole debacle of Ben Simmons, and initially he was asking for three first rounders for Simmons and all, and he was not about to. And remember when Sacramento came with the Halliburton, the Buddy Hield. I think there might have been a pick or two thrown in there.
Yeah, that's a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and he turned down the Sacramento for that, and then he winds up, instead of getting the 3 picks he was asking for, he's actually giving up 2 picks for Harden. Now, nothing wrong with Harden, don't get me wrong, but you have to understand, and maybe Morey doesn't understand this. When Harden was with Houston, he was a lot lighter.
Right.
He was a lot healthier. You didn't have the hamstring issues. You didn't have the overweightness, the slowed in productivity down. I mean, this was a different James Harden. So the Harden he's getting isn't the same Harden. Matter of fact, he's actually out with injury right now for those hamstrings. So this is what you're bringing into the nest. So you gotta hope that he can do something. And you're trying to ride something on Patty Mills, but I don't know how much of a difference maker Patty Mills is going to be.
Paul Millsap. That's what they got. Yeah, I don't think Patty was in there. I think it was Paul Millsap. Yeah, it was James Harden and Paul Millsap. That's it.
Oh, the Millsap. I thought it was Patty. Okay, Paul Millsap. And I don't even know how much, but either way, I mean that's left or right. I mean, I don't know how much Paul Millsap is going to be worth. Yeah. But I think when you look at the Nets, they get 2 first rounders,
right? And
you get a defensive presence in Simmons. And when Kyrie Irving isn't on the floor at home, you have a facilitator in Simmons. So you're getting that, and he's a decent rebounder. You don't have to he really doesn't have to shoot the ball. They have other outside shooters that can shoot the ball. But then you get Curry, who is a great outside shooter and can play defense. And then you get a paint presence and Andre Drummond at your center spot. So I don't see how I really don't see how the Nets aren't the winners in this when you consider the future of their team, because they gave up 3 picks for Harden, but they get 2 picks back for Simmons.
And that's why I said for the immediate future. I'm saying just for this season alone, because Philadelphia is having an MVP-like performance from Embiid. If you add Harden to this, I mean, those guys are going to get 25 plus free throws a game probably just between 2 of them combined. I mean, they're a good, they're a good team. They're right in the thick of things in the East. And as for Brooklyn, like I said, they've struggled a little bit. And plus, we don't know when Ben Simmons is going to end up playing because he hasn't played. He's probably not in game shape. So it still might be a little bit of time. But I do think that in the future, right, it obviously, if Philadelphia does win a ring in the next, 2 years or however long Harden's under contract for, I think Brooklyn would probably win. But that's just my thoughts on it at the moment. But
absolutely. And I guess we'll have to wait and see completely on this. But I just have a hard time understanding Morey's thought process when you're trying to get picks and now you're giving up picks. I don't know. Hey, maybe he knows more than I do. That's why he's got that high-paying job.
Yeah.
We'll break down a little bit more of the Brooklyn Nets here in a later topic. So we'll move on to the Bucks. You had Bucks in a 4-team trade. You got the Bucks, you got Detroit, the Kings, and the Clippers. And the Bucks, the trade that they pulled off is amazing.
I don't know how they did this, man.
I don't know how they did it either. But you're getting a guy with championship experience. Mm-hmm. Seasoning, and has got a good shot in Serge Ibaka from the Clippers, and they get 2 future second-round picks from Detroit. That's what Bucks got. Right. Then you look at Detroit. Detroit gets Sacramento's Bagley, the number 2 overall pick, Marvin Bagley III. And then the Kings get, and I can't even say this, I hope I say his name right, Dante
DiVincenzo. There it is.
DiVincenzo. There you go. They get DiVincenzo. They get Josh Jackson from Detroit, and they get Trey Lyles from Detroit. And then the Clippers get Rodney Hood from the Bucks, and they also get
Ojale.
There you go. Thank you. You're so good at these names. You get Ojale from the Bucks. And if you don't think that the Bucks are the winners in this, that is crazy. Because Hood, Ojale, they're not. They're to me. And then you got DiVincenzo, whatever. Those guys aren't necessarily needed for their championship run, but Ibaka is a huge winner in that, don't you? Or what do you? How do you feel about that? And then we'll get. Oh, by the way, Frankie, the Laker, is here, so now we can talk about the Lakers. What's up, Frankie?
Frankie, you're muted, by the way.
He's
we'll give him a minute.
Yeah, we'll come back to Frankie.
Let me talk about this trade real quick before we get Frankie back here. So, I mean, Detroit got Marvin Bagley. We knew that he was sick of being in Sacramento. That's, it's the Pistons. They're not going to do much. Nothing really to talk about there, right?
Right.
The Clippers, they're struggling, right? George is out for the year. They're not doing nothing either. So, not much there. Ojale and Hood, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about them. So, Milwaukee, I'll get to them last. Sacramento got, a decent amount of young players. They got DiVincenzo, who's been a pretty solid player. I think he might be hurt, actually. Josh Jackson, right? He was a former top overall pick, didn't really pan out. And then Trey Lyles, who I know has been around the league for a little bit. So not a whole lot really going on there. But I'm with you. Obviously, Milwaukee won this trade. You get Serge Ibaka, a proven veteran, good shooter, and also those 2 future second-round picks. Which, I mean, honestly, Jay, if you don't want the 2 future second-round picks, you can just couple them together and trade for a first round if you wanted to. So
package them up.
And plus they got a little bit of cash too, cash considerations. So I think the Bucks did a great job, right? You got something to improve on your already great team that won a championship last year. So I like the pickup for getting Ibaka. Plus you get an enforcer, right? Someone who's not afraid to go out there and beat someone up during the game. So. And then Anthony Price saying, I want to know why John Wall's still on the Rockets. I think just because John Wall didn't play any this season. If John Wall would have been playing, we might have seen him get traded. But, I mean, who wants to eat a dead contract, right? That's probably why.
And I think the Lakers are really the only ones that were really going to make a push for Wall. But the Rockets are going to want picks. They're not just going to want,
right.
They're not just going to want Russell Westbrook. They're going to want picks, something tangible that they can build off of. And Russell Westbrook, that's just a trade for a trade, and they're not really I can't see that working. Matter of fact, not only is it a trade for a trade, but they got to eat. The Rockets would have to eat about $7 or $8 million more than what John Wall is worth.
Right.
So,
yeah, good point.
So I mean, there would have to be some sort of pick compensation in there, or a young talent in there that would motivate them. And I knew John Wall wasn't going anywhere. And I dang sure knew Russell Westbrook, because who's going to take, like you said, who's going to take on Russell Westbrook's issues plus the money?
Yeah, good point. Frankie, you there, by the way, buddy? Looks like his mic's unmuted. Nope, still nothing. All right.
Frankie, you not with us yet?
We'll keep going, Jay. What? Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm fixing a couple of things right now.
Look at that multitasking. What's up, Frankie? We missed you.
I missed you guys too. Sorry, I'm late.
It's all good. All good. Also, Jay, you don't want to throw that comment up there by Isaac Michael about how he was cured?
Hey, listen. I'll put a lot of things up there. I'm not talking about no herpes.
I must say, we're not putting up that up there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one on our Facebook page. But what's our next trade, Jay?
Yeah, so the next trade is by the way, no, we can get that last. Spurs and Raptors. The Spurs were able to acquire Goran Dragic and the 2022 protected first round pick from the Raptors, and they got the Raptors got Thaddeus Young and Drew Eubanks from the Spurs. I don't think maybe the protected first round pick will help out the Spurs. Dragic, I don't think he does anything really to help them. Thaddeus Young, I mean, he's been kind of thrown around the league from time to time. Drew Eubanks, I don't know, man. I really don't know what to make of this trade. To me, it just seems like a lot of lateral moves. Unless that 2022 first round pick comes to fruition for the Spurs, I don't know what really. To me, it's a lateral move.
Yeah, I mean, there's been rumors it's probably going to happen that Dragic's going to get bought out and go somewhere else, right? Maybe a backup point guard on a championship team, maybe. Spurs, they're not doing a whole lot right now. Like I said, that first round pick, protected 1 through 14, might pan out to be something, but we're not too sure yet. As for Toronto, I mean, they've kind of struggled up and down this year. Thaddeus Young's a good, role piece. Drew Eubanks, they already let go of, I think. And then that second round pick, I mean, you could get someone in the second round, but I think it's a pretty lateral move. Nothing too crazy there. But like I said, I think the most interesting part is what is that? Who's that draft pick going to be for the Spurs? Because they got to draft good. They got to draft good. They want to get back into contention.
What do you think, Frankie? What do you think about the Spurs Raptors trade?
What was the trade?
Well, you got the Spurs acquired Goran Dragic and 2022 first round protected pick from the Raptors, and the Raptors got Thaddeus Young and Drew Eubanks, and they also got a 2022 second round pick.
Well, it's good on both sides. When you get picks, for future, it's good. But I like the Spurs picking up what's his name? That's really good.
Goran Dragic?
Yeah, Goran Dragic. That's a really good pickup for the Spurs, especially for Greg Popovich. He's gonna do great things with him. He always likes to get that one good top player. Like DeMar DeRozan for a couple of years and stuff like that. But that's a good pickup for the Spurs.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see if he ends up playing with them.
Exactly. And I almost kind of think the Spurs are in rebuild mode. Does anybody think that the Spurs aren't in some sort of a rebuild?
They haven't been good in a few years, really. I mean, they haven't drafted the best, so they just gotta. I think that draft pick's more valuable than Dragic at this point, honestly, because Dragic's older. The Spurs ain't doing nothing, and like I said, that's
why I like that first round pick for them if they can.
That was the best part of the trade, I think, opposed to what Dragic's been doing.
So the last trade that I saw out there was the Suns and the Pacers, and again, I think it's just a little bit more of a lateral trade. The Suns used to have Torrey Craig, and then they shipped him out. Well, guess what? They got him back. So Torrey Craig is back with the Suns, and the Pacers traded Torrey Craig for Jalen Smith, which was a future first-round pick. The Pacers, I think, are just continually to move cap, but I don't know what this really does for them. I know Jalen Smith is kind of a young guy. Maybe they're thinking they can capitalize off of his youth and turn him around. But for me, this really is just a lateral trade. I don't think it really improves either team very much at all. Frankie, you go first, and then Logan, we can wrap it up. Frankie, what do you think about this trade?
Sorry, I'm dealing with my kids right now. I'm not really fully paying attention right now. What was the trade again between which teams?
Yeah, so it's Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig was acquired by the Suns, and Jalen Smith was acquired by the Pacers.
Well, good job for Torrey Craig because he just went from a losing team to a winning team. I feel sorry for what's his name going to the Pacers. That's what you said, right? Pacers.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel sorry for whoever goes to the Pacers. I feel sorry for them. It's really sad, especially when you go from the best team in the NBA to like one of the worst.
Yeah,
it's not really good.
And that's kind of what I was getting to. The only other worse trade than that one, honestly, was the one that was traded by Los Angeles Lakers, which was no trade.
Yeah, that pissed me off very well. Yeah, I was waiting all day for at least one trade or something like that.
Nothing. That's the thing, Frankie. You got no one to give up. You know, unless you want to sell the future for now. And I mean, let's face it, the team ain't doing nothing right now. Unless you want to give up Tucker and Nunn and Malik Monk, right? The only young players on the team for a slightly better seed. Didn't surprise me a whole lot.
Yeah, it didn't really surprise me either. All right, we're going to slide over to the next topic. That's pretty much all the trades. The biggest trade, like I said, was the Harden trade. The next trade was the Bucks with Ibaka. And by the way, I think the Bucks getting Ibaka really puts them in position to contend in the East. Actually, even to contend against the West with the reloaded Suns. What do y'all think about that before we go on to the next topic?
I think, the Suns are going for another championship, right? Trying to get to the finals. And, I like, they're getting a good player who did good in the playoffs back last year. So I think they did good there. Also, I was afraid you didn't bring up your team, Jay. The Rockets made a trade. You're getting Dennis Schroeder, Enos Freedom, who's already been released, and Bruno Fernando, former Atlanta Hawk, who's probably going to get released also. So congratulations.
What did they trade for that? Did it
you
say?
Gave up Daniel Tice, who's going right back to Boston where he was. So you get poor Dennis Schroeder. You won a championship in 2020. You bet on yourself in 21, didn't do good. You lost a ton of money. Went to the Celtics, right? They've been kind of underperforming this year. And then you get traded to one of the worst teams in the league in the Houston Rockets. We're
not the worst team. We're just rebuilding.
Rebuild. That's why I said one of, Jay. One of. So he's obviously going to get a lot more minutes. Like I said, the only other big names who've moved today. Also, Porzingis got traded. Kristaps Porzingis got traded to the Washington Wizards for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. So, oh boy.
Wow. I did not see that one. That must have happened after I looked at it because I did not see that trade anywhere in there.
Yeah,
but that Dinwiddie trade could do something for the Mavs.
See, I don't know. I don't think Spencer Dinwiddie's the main key for that Mavericks team to get anywhere in the playoffs deep.
That should be interesting to see how that comes about.
Also, I don't know. I mean, Porzingis is, kind of been a bust, right? He hasn't panned out to be that.
He really hasn't really done what they thought he was going to do.
It's mostly been injuries and just underperforming. So, I mean, Washington, I think maybe, Bill's going to be out. We're going to talk about him, but he'll be the focal point for the Wizards for a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And speaking of Bradley Beal,
that's how we do it.
What's he gonna do next, Frankie? What's Bradley Beal gonna do next? Now that he's come out the surgery on his wrist, plus he's in a contract year, or I believe it's a contract year coming up, or an extension year coming up.
Yep, it's an extension year.
So does he extend with them? I mean, he's obviously out for the year. So what do you see happening with Bradley Beal come up off season? Right. He might be doing with his kids.
Yeah. Logan, I'm back. I'm here. Okay. These kids are getting to another level where I want to run away to Atlanta. What's going on?
I will take you in.
What does Bradley Beal do next year?
Yeah, what does he do?
It's easy. Go to another team. You're not gonna win in Washington. I mean, Washington got a pickup today, didn't they? They got
they got Porzingis.
Yeah, they got Porzingis.
But
Porzingis again. Porzingis is he's a good pickup for Washington. He's a good big guy if he's healthy. If he can stay healthy, then Washington can be a problem with Porzingis and Bradley Beal if he decides to stay with Washington. They got other people there as well. You know, they got Kyle Kuzma, many good weapons. But for Bradley Beal, if you want to win and become a champion, you're gonna have to go and look for a team that has championship caliber players. You know, like Milwaukee or Miami, somewhere where you don't want to join a team to say, "Oh, I'm joining a super team, so that way I can win a ring." Go to a team where you know you can win a ring. That's not a super team, you know, like Miami or Chicago, you know, or Cleveland. Even Cleveland, Cleveland is doing good with young talent players. Where they don't have a big name star besides Kevin Love, and really nobody's even talking about Kevin Love. So that's showing you right there that he's not doing what he normally does. So like if you put Bradley Beal as a leadership in Cleveland next year, that would change things probably. Or the hell with it, come to LA. Come to LA. We need Bradley Beal. I'm surprised we didn't. I heard earlier that the Lakers are going to be in talk with Washington to try and trade away Russell Westbrook for Bradley Beal. Or no, it was John Wall. I apologize. It was John Wall.
John Wall's in Houston.
Yeah, I saw something that John Wall was going to get traded to LA in exchange for Russell Westbrook, and Houston was very talkative with the LA to try and bring in Westbrook, and we all know what happened. He's still in purple and gold for some reason. I don't know why. It pissed me off, and it's just annoying as hell.
It made his day worse.
Yeah, he really did. This morning I woke up and I'm like, okay, it's draft deadline day. What's going to happen? I want to see something crazy. I want to see a new person come into LA, and I want to see number 0 go away. And 3 o'clock came, 3:05 hit up, and I'm like, no deal. Nothing. Still
I felt bad for the Lakers, man. I did. I wanted to see if y'all made an improvement. And then when I see that draft deadline come and go, I was like, well, I guess we're going to continue to see the same Laker team towards the end of it. With Bradley Beal, what amazes me about him is, here's the deal. So he's up for, if he doesn't sign an extension, then he's up for a $245 million contract, a new contract that would pay him roughly about $245 million. Is there a team out there coming off of a wrist injury, which, I think he'll be okay from that. I don't think that's going to scare off teams away from Bradley Beal. But do you think he gets that enormous contract going to a new team if he doesn't get traded, which he's not going to get traded? So now at the end of the year, does he get a new contract with another team paying him that kind of money?
I'm sure someone's going to bite, right? Because, it's all about getting big acquisitions. Right now, the Wizards are under 500. Beal's been consistent pretty much throughout his whole time there. And when I looked a little bit into it, Jay, he had a quote back in December of 2021. He said, talking about his extension, saying he's like, I got some time. I hold the cards right now. And he's like, I've never been in this position. So he's kind of embracing that, being able to dictate how I want my future to be and where I want to be. And at the same time, I'm not going to make that grand commitment if it doesn't work. Ultimately, you have to be selfish at some point, and for probably the first time in my career, year 10, I am. So I'm kind of taking advantage of it in a way. So it kind of seems, Jay, that if the Wizards don't improve, they don't get another maybe big talent next to him, he could be shipped out.
Right. And that's kind of what I was saying too. Frankie, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I don't think Washington's gonna do a redeal for him. That's $240 million. That's a lot of money for just 1 year. And I don't think any other team is gonna try and pick up that deal for 240. Everybody's looking into the future, not for the past. So, if Bradley Beal wants to play for a team, especially looking for a championship, he's gonna, like Logan said, he's gonna have to man up and take a pay cut somewhere. If Washington wants to keep him, they're going to work something out to where they're going to offer him less money, but probably twist it around and say, well, we need you to take a pay cut in order for us to get better talented players, or at least keep the talent that we got now to play with you in the future to come. But I don't think Bradley Beal is going to want to do that. He feels like he's an amazing player and he deserves that money, but I don't think so. And I'm just talking about this and thinking, like you said, who's going to try and pick him up. I honestly, to me, if he's going to go somewhere else and somebody's going to pay him that money or at least close to it, I feel that Toronto is going to be that team to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they might have some cap space available to take on that size of a contract.
Yeah. And like I said, we'll see who's got the most money because that's what it's all about, right?
And they had that void, and they did lose Kyle Lowry, and they lost Kawhi Leonard, so they do need somebody to come in there and take up the space. So, again, hey, end of the year, it's going to be interesting to see where Bradley Beal lands, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be a hot topic when free agency comes into play. So we will put a pin in that for now, and we will see what happens with Bradley Beal at the end of the year. And on to our next subject matter, Commissioner Manfred talks with the media. Logan, I'm going to let you get that one off.
Yay, the best commissioner in all of sports. 70-plus days into a lockout, guys. Spring training first game supposed to start February the 26th, 27th, I believe. It is February the 10th. Ain't looking too good. Looking too good. Now, also, he said that, obviously losing regular season games, right? Losing games to a lockout would, quote, be a disastrous outcome. Well, what are you doing? You're the commissioner. And he said something today, Jay, that I don't understand at all. He said, one of the players was saying something, and Manfred said, phones work two ways. Sir, you are you are the commissioner of baseball. You preside over every single player personnel in this league. And all this is on your head if you don't get this season started on time. People ain't going to be happy.
Oh, yeah.
And, I said it before. I applaud the players standing up for what they want some more money, want whatever else they want. Like I said, there's a ton of stuff going on. And like I've told you guys many times before, once the MLB starts losing money, once the owners' money starts coming out of their pockets for no games, then you'll see some change happening, right? Because these players, they don't have to play. A lot of them don't have to play. They're millionaires. They could sit out as long as they want. So I think that, they got to do something with the lockout. But also, too, two other bullet points that came out of him meeting today. We're getting the universal DH back for the NL seemingly for good. So I applaud that. I liked it in 2020.
Can you explain to some people what that means?
Yeah.
So people like Jay.
So what it is, a universal DH, right? In the AL, obviously, the pitchers don't hit. So it's pretty much going to be the same thing in the NL. Pitchers are not going to be able to hit now. It's going to be you get a DH, you get in there, you get someone for your team on the NL, and no more pitchers are going to be hitting. I just want to say shout out Max Fried for the Braves being the last Silver Slugger winner for the foreseeable future, right?
Oh my God!
For the I had Jesus. To,
and we can't say nothing because Logan here is a defending champion in the MLB world. So
I thought I was only going to get this for 365, but the way this season's going or not going, I might get it for a little bit longer, guys. So I'm just saying. But also another interesting thing going on here too is they're no longer going to have the worst record gets the first pick. They're going to do a draft lottery, so that's interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
I like that. It's kind of like the NBA. It's kind of like the NBA, and I like that. The NFL needs to do that. I don't care if you're the worst team in the NFL. That means you're just the trashiest team in the NFL that season. They need to do a lottery pickup so that we can see who actually gets a first-round draft pick. That's really good. I like that.
I like seeing something different because, we always see the same few teams in the bottom, right? Going for the first overall pick. And the thing with baseball, too, is, it takes 3-4 years sometimes for these guys to even make it to the big leagues. So, I like the draft.
We haven't seen? Logan, I got a question. You know what we haven't seen in a while? Yankees in the World Series, baby. Yankees in the World Series. That's what we haven't seen in a hot minute.
Been 13
I could say the
years
same about you. I could say we haven't seen Houston cheated their way to winning a World Series in a long time.
See that? That's classic deflection. That's the first sign of losing. Classic deflection. It's okay, Frankie. I got you, man.
Oh well, when you face my team to cheat to get to the World Series, of course I'm going to keep on going and saying that you guys cheated to beat us.
It's been going on for 5+ years.
It's going to go on for 10+.
Hey, look, we can have a whole show on this. Let's just keep it to the topic at hand, okay?
All right.
Hey, let me ask you this, Frankie. What do you think about Manfred and these players? Are they going to get it done? What's going on with this craziness?
Man, I really hope that they get it done because, I've been saying it for weeks, man. Frankie the Yankee needs to come back. He's missing you guys. You know,
I know. I miss Frankie.
He's been on a long vacation, and he needs to come back. He's in the sunny side right now. He was hoping to catch the Yankees in spring training over there in Tampa, but now it's at a halt. And my man Frankie the Yankee decided to just go to the Bahamas instead and chill in Nassau. So it's understandable. You know, he wants to get the tan and be relaxed. It's cool. And once, you know, baseball comes underway, he's gonna come back in Jay's face and show him what's going on, because all the trash talk that Jay's talking about my Yankees, his team still didn't beat my Yankees last year, so it doesn't matter. But for this commissioner, you know, he, like Logan said, he is the face, he is the man of these players and of baseball itself. He needs to step up, put his foot down, and get this going, get a change, get these players what they want. Let's not get them too much, you know, because he's also a commissioner, so I understand. You know, he's trying to work on both sides. You know, he's trying to be the guide, the owner, and he's also trying to be like a guy to help the players. So it's tough on him, but I really hope soon, you know, he can get it done, and we can get an agreement going on, because we need this going. We need baseball back. I miss baseball. I miss my pinstripe boys. I know you miss your Astro Stars, and my man Logan's missing those brave Tomahawks. So we miss our teams, and commissioner, come on, man, get it done.
Yeah, you know, I know a lot of it seems to be, you know, with the players, you know, they want more say so over the length of their contracts instead of being held down to them. And I get that. And I know the owners and the commissioner want expanded playoffs so they can generate some more revenue. And I think it would be a fair compromise if they could work on, if the owners could come into some concessions on, you know, the length of contracts. And in return, you know, we give you expanded playoffs. I think, you know, let's get that mediation in progress to make that happen. And I think both sides can give a little bit on each end and still get what they want out of it. Because let's be honest, if they go too long and then they try to bring baseball back, number one, they're going to have already lost those potential earnings, and number two, there's no guarantee that you know the fans are going to come back to the stadiums like they did the last go around. They did it back in the 90s. There's no guarantee, because let's be honest, two things have happened. Number one, baseball is starting to lose its relevancy in the American way of life. It's losing its relevancy compared to the other sports. And number two, they've lost a huge African American demographic. I mean, they haven't lost it completely, but it certainly has dwindled down a lot. So baseball really has to be careful that they don't lose the relevancy that they have left. And because if anything, they need to start figuring out ways they can make themselves even more relevant if they want to stay around and be profitable. And I'm going to give each one of you guys a chance to comment on that before we go to the next slide. What do you think?
I'll start things off then. I mean, Jay, they never really had an African American audience, right? I mean, we've seen they've tried over the years to build one, and you know, you hope they do, but they just haven't gotten that down.
Right.
And you know, as long as baseball's been around with so many memorable African American athletes, I mean, what is it that's holding them back from not being marketable, not being, you know, all over commercials, stuff like that? You don't know, right? And
that's true.
MLB is probably one of the worst when it comes to marketing their own players, I would say. NFL and NBA are the top, right? You always see them doing stuff. When's the last time you ever saw Mike Trout or Aaron Judge doing a spot for ESPN or for a local car company? You know, you don't see that.
Frankie, what do you think about that? Is baseball losing its relevancy?
Definitely, yeah, yep. They really are,
100%.
And it's really sad to say. And you know, the reason for that is because, is the world really paying attention more to baseball? You know, we all know football is the top sport. Next to it is basketball. You know, we have some people that'll vice versa that. There's some people that think basketball is better than football, and right. We all have our own you know, our own favorite sports. To me, you know, baseball is my second favorite sport behind football. You know, I'm not a really big basketball type of dude, So to me, it'll be football, baseball, but for what baseball has become nowadays, it's ridiculous, and I don't like how it's going. Like Logan said, we haven't really seen much commercials with baseball players. We used to back in the day. We used to see Bryce Harper, that's his name. He used to be on so many commercials, hitting home runs and stuff. What happened to the home runs of or not the home runs, but what happened to the Mets guy? He's a really top star dude right now. What's his name? Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso.
Yeah, Pete Alonso. He's like the top dude right now in New York, next to Aaron Judge for the Mets side from him. And he's a two-time defending home run derby champion.
Yeah.
We don't see no commercials on him and stuff like that. So things need to change in the MLB world.
And also too, Frankie, just one more point here. And Jay, it's not just the African American audience; it's also the Hispanic Latino audience too.
Yes.
I mean, how many players on all of our teams right now, right, are Hispanic, are Latino?
I tell you right now,
that are stars.
I can tell you right now, 92% of the New York Yankees is Hispanic or Latino.
Right. So I mean, if I had to guess, like the Hispanic Latino population in baseball probably makes up for half, maybe more. So I mean, we've seen that being, and I mean, obviously, it's a whole different world, right? Because over in all those countries, that's their number one sport. But in America, right, the game known as America's pastime, what's going on with it? I don't know. I don't know, man. But
I lost control of the slides. Don't worry about me. There's nothing going on behind the curtain over here.
There we go.
You're doing it wrong. I got your back, Jay. Don't worry.
There's nothing going on behind the curtains. It's just Jay playing around with craziness.
There we go. Commissioner, there we are. Oh, Jay, throw that comment up there by Damian Hernandez.
Yeah.
Talk about baseball. Yeah, he says baseball, golf, and NASCAR are the most boring sports in the world because it takes too long to watch, and that's what we see nowadays.
Hold on.
Let me get my quick answer, quick, Frankie. Hold on. Is because nowadays, right? Everyone wants instant gratification, instant affection. You want things quick, because every other besides, I mean, NASCAR and golf, obviously, NASCAR, golf, and baseball. What do all three of those have in common? They do not have a time limit, a shot clock, or anything like that. They are not timed. Basketball, football, hockey, all of those, you have time. They're going to take an hour, 2 hours, and then you'll be in and out. Baseball, you could be there for 6+. NASCAR, I'm not sure.
Extra innings. If it goes extra innings, you're done.
NASCAR, they run for hundreds and hundreds of laps, not counting cautions. And golf, it's 18 holes for multiple days. So that's what it is, Damien. They don't have any time limit. But Frankie, you were saying.
Nobody likes that? Does he not like that? I like a sport that goes on for hours. I'm sorry. I hate the time limit. Like, I want to see a football game that goes about 4 hours.
Oh.
I mean, I understand. Excuse my language. I understand that the players will be tired and everything like that. But, man, I love to watch sports goes on for hours. I love baseball going on for that long. I mean, yes, it's boring sitting there, watching strikes and watching foul balls get hit and stuff. But it's entertaining. Honestly, it's really entertaining when a player hits a foul ball and you're just in the crowd with a bunch of other people and your guys are fighting elbow to elbow to try and catch that foul ball. That's amazing. That's an amazing. I mean, yeah, you'll come out with a gash in your eye, but that's something to remember yourself by. Like, wow, I got that gash going for a foul ball.
Or look how I got the scar on my forehead. Yeah.
Or when you're in NASCAR, Now, I'm a Hispanic dude, right? I love NASCAR. For some reason, I like NASCAR. I love it. I love the sound of the engines just going. I mean, it's a little weird to, just keep going around in a circle. It'll be a little bit dizzy for me if I was in the car and I just.
We need to have NASCAR. Hey, we got a NASCAR topic, so we'll talk more NASCAR here in a minute. We're gonna move this show along a little bit. Talk about Auburn dropping drops number one rank after losing to Arkansas in the NCAA basketball. And what's crazy to me about that too, because I will tell you this. Hey, so if you don't know, Auburn lost 80-76, and they lost it in overtime. The streak was 19 games, and then they finally lost. So that's quite a big of a long of a streak. They got upset by Auburn, dancing during the pregame on their logo, and so they basically took that vengeance out on them during the game. So I guess if you go into Arkansas, don't dance on their logo because you're probably going to get a different team than if you hadn't danced on the logo. Gonzaga obviously most likely will take over the number 1 spot. Jabari Smith had 20 points. And Walker Kessler had 16 points, 19 rebounds, and 7 blocks. So it's not like Auburn didn't put up a good fight. Obviously, it went into overtime, so you know that they did. But at the end of the day, it looks like we're gonna get a new number 1, and Gonzaga and Arkansas did topple the Auburn Tigers. So what do you think, Frankie?
Man, that's funny. Auburn losing to Arkansas. I actually heard that game on the radio because I was at work that night, and it was really funny to me because when they said, the Arkansas fans are running onto the court, you're not stopping them, it put a picture in my head that you just see security guards trying to stop every fans to try and come on the court, but you're not gonna stop them when you're beating the number 1 ranked team in the world. It sucks for Auburn, honestly, it really do because it was a close game. I think it was like a 3-point loss to Arkansas. Really great part on Arkansas's part. Because that puts a little bit of momentum on your back going into March Madness, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. But for Auburn, man, this is really tough. It's really sad. You guys had the number 1 spot for so long, just to give it up at the very end to Gonzaga. And congratulations to Arkansas, man. You guys keep this in your head because if you guys can beat the number 1 team in the states in the country. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure you guys can keep that momentum going.
Yeah, and I mean, no doubt. I mean, tough loss for Auburn, but you kind of could have seen this coming because against Missouri, a couple weeks ago, they barely won by 2 points, and they only won by 1 point against Missouri, and then a couple of days later, they only won by 2 points against Georgia. So I mean, they were kind of getting close to that loss, but they kept holding on. But then, like you said, I mean, Arkansas something was in the water that night, right? And a quote by Arkansas coach Eric Musselman, he said, "There won't be a better crowd than that in the next 50 years. Nobody that was here did not have fun, unless maybe an Auburn fan." So I think that pretty much sums it up.
That's true, though.
Yeah, and especially, winning OT, winning overtime, that amazing dunk at the end that didn't count for some reason with the fireworks getting set off and then the crowd running the field. That was a great sight. And a huge win for Arkansas. But I think Auburn will bounce back. They have a very talented team, and we'll see how they can come back in March Madness.
And a lot of times, though, Logan, when you do lose a game like this, it just kind of puts things in perspective, and you have to go back to the drawing board. And it could be the game that helps Auburn get into the Final Four and hopefully, maybe even further. So we'll have to wait and see how Auburn reacts to the Arkansas loss. But I like you said, I don't think it's the end of them. Switching gears now, we're going to talk about.
I'm sorry. You know what's real funny, Jay, is what you said that Auburn was dancing on the logo. I feel that in every sport, every time somebody dances on the logo, they end up losing. I feel like they should just ban that. Yeah. Everybody should stop dancing on opponents' logos because the end results are going to come back to you.
Yeah, because you're giving them fuel. You're fueling that fire.
Yeah.
You can't pour kerosene on a gas or a fire, expect it not to explode, Frankie. That's not going to happen, brother.
That's true. I remember that happened to us in high school when I played in high school. Somebody did that, and that fueled our fire, and we ended up winning. So it happens in every sport.
All right, let's switch gears to football for a second. Does Jared Goff get traded from Detroit? I don't think so. It's too early for Goff to start talking about trading him. But I do think that you're seeing the true Jared Goff, in Detroit versus what you saw in LA, because he doesn't have those weapons like he used to have. And so you're getting the purest form of Jared Goff. Frankie, what do you think about Goff? Do you think he gets traded, or do you think it's too early to hit the panic button on him? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's way too early for him to get traded away from Detroit. He didn't have enough time with them. He doesn't have weapons. He only had about two weapons tops in that offense, and it's not really good. I mean, let's go and rewind. I mean, if Matthew Stafford was still with this Lions team, this would be Matthew Stafford. but it's not. Jared Goff has a different coach, a young coach at that. Well, not a young coach, but a rookie coach in his first year at that. Compared to Sean McVay, who was outstanding with Jared Goff. They went to the Super Bowl together and stuff, and in many playoffs. But this is way too early to tell. I think Jared Goff is not going to get traded. The real question to me is if Jared Goff wants to be traded. That's the real question. Jared Goff wants to be traded away from Detroit instead of Detroit wanting to trade away Jared Goff? That's how I feel.
So, Logan, let me ask you a question. So, right now, you're looking at for Goff's stats for last year was around roughly 3,300 yards, 19 TDs, and 8 picks for a 91% rating. What do you think? Is he limited? Or is he traded? What?
I think we've kind of already seen the best of Jared Goff. Back when they went to the Super Bowl a couple of seasons ago,
right?
And I think he's kind of hit his peak. I mean, he's been in the league 5-6 years. I mean, he's still pretty young. I think 27. But I mean, I get he didn't have any weapons. But if the Lions, it's gonna be interesting to see, right? Because the Lions have the number 2 overall pick. So realistically, you could go after if you really want a new quarterback. You could trade with someone. The only team I've seen that has the cap available who also needs a quarterback, guys, is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Steelers have a later round draft pick, so you could maybe swap Goff and get, I don't know what they would want for him, maybe some defensive pieces, and then draft a Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, or whoever else is on the board for a quarterback and get that super fresh start. So I don't know. I don't think that Jared Goff is going to be the answer for Detroit. I don't think they're going to get to the playoffs or anything with him. But I don't know if this is the year you go after a quarterback or if you wait another year. So I still think they hold on. It is a little bit early. But it would not surprise me, I don't think. I don't think it would surprise me at all if he got traded come draft day for another piece.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be safe for the draft. Keep Jared Goff for the draft. Get your weapons. Lock down your weapons for the next 4 years. And then in the following year, if you feel that you still need to trade away from Jared Goff, then you go ahead and you trade him, and then you go ahead and you draft in a young rookie quarterback, where you already got your weapons and you just got your rookie QB and stuff. I feel like that's what the Detroit Lions should do if that's what they want to do.
Hey, by the way, off topic, I just saw where they put it in the group chat where Snoop Dogg got arrested for sexual allegations right before the days before the Super Bowl. So we may have a new replacement in the Super Bowl halftime show.
No, that's not going to happen. No, they're not going to replace him. It's Snoop Deal Double G. The Super Bowl's in his hometown of Englewood, California, and he's going to be with the person that started his career in Dr. Dre. They're not gonna not put Snoop Dogg in it.
Well, murder was the case that they gave him, and he beat that rap. So maybe he walks away from this one. I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
Plus, Snoop Dogg just became the owner of Death Row Records, so he's got the money to get away from this.
We'll see what happens. We'll see. But yeah,
all right, we're gonna roll on now to the next topic before I get myself in more trouble. Brooklyn gets smashed by the Celtics, losing streak, lose to 9 games. Now, let me say this. You knew you had no Harden. He's hurt. You had no Irving because it's a home game, and you had no Durant because he's hurt. So they literally had none of the big three there. You knew they were going to get smashed. And let's be honest. It was a pretty rough one. I think it was 126 to 91. Ouch. And Brooklyn has now slid down to the number 8 seed and currently on a 9-game losing streak. Hey, for which you just lost Harden. Now he's gone.
He's out.
And you lost Paul Millsap. He's gone. But you are bringing in Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and Ben Simmons.
You can't wait for them to get there fast enough.
Ben Simmons. He added Ben Simmons in there like that's going to change anything. That's funny. Looks like Jay hit froze, so we're going to pick it up from there. Man, Brooklyn got smashed. And the reason why I'm laughing, Logan, I want to let you know the reason I'm laughing is because there's so much talk about the Lakers and how they're looking right now, but there's not much talk about what Brooklyn is doing. Now I understand, Brooklyn is having tough times because their star player, their so-called used to be big three, are all injured. But I don't want to put that out there. I understand KD's injured. Who cares? We know what KD can do when he's on the court. The situation with Kyrie, we know that's what's gonna happen. Brooklyn was obviously home, so we already knew Kyrie was not going to play. But the James Harden situation, now, the real question to me is James Harden really hurt? Because if James Harden plays the first game with a 76ers jersey, that's just going to, put something on there where James Harden, I feel like he's not hurt. I just feel like he's saying he was hurt because he was tired of playing for Brooklyn. And, he just decided to, like, sit the bench and hopefully pray that they traded him, and they did. So now that he's with Embiid and the 76ers, which, by the way, was an amazing trade and an amazing pickup for 76ers, and James Harden got what he wanted. He wanted to team up with Embiid. He said him and Embiid would destroy the court. So James Harden got what he wants. So now if the 76ers don't do something, something's got to – I don't know. Something's going to have to change there because this is what Harden wanted. The 76ers traded huge for this. I don't know. To me, I feel like James Harden was just tired for playing for Brooklyn. He faked the injury, got the trade, and I feel like he's going to come back really soon, like real quickly within the first game, probably after the All-Star break. He's going to come back and play the first game with Philly.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, right? It wouldn't be too far-fetched, but it's. I mean, I was wrong. I'll admit it. I thought that whenever Durant went down, Harden went down, whatever, that the Brooklyn Nets were going to struggle, but they'd be fine. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. 9 straight. Frankie, this is a team that is supposed to be competing for a championship this season. The one that everyone thought was going to run the East, right? The one that everyone thought was no one was going to go through them. Yeah, sure. The big three that they assembled, right, that we're going to win championship after championship. They've played in 16 total games. In, a year plus or whatever? So, oh, God. It's just rough, man. And, I don't know what to tell you if you're a Brooklyn fan. Reinforcements are on the way. And you know what I kind of hope that happens, Frankie? I hope that whenever Ben Simmons comes back, plays his first game, I want him to shoot and pull up from 30 feet and sink it. Nothing but net and then wink in the camera, right? He's been training this whole time, shooting threes like Curry in the gym. Wouldn't that be a great story? And just a big middle finger to the Sixers organization.
Well, I really hope that he does that. But the real thing to me is I hope he's learning and he's fixing his free throws. That's what I want.
Right.
If he can sink in a lot of free throws now that he's with Brooklyn, if he sinks in more free throws than he did last year in the playoffs with the 76ers, then he deserves to look in the camera, wink, and give him a little gunshot like, yeah,
look what I do. We'll see. All right, what do we got next? Also, if you guys saw in the comments, Jay lost internet, so it's tough, man. It's the world going against Jay right now. But we got something special, Frankie. What do you got?
Yes, this is my topic, everybody. This is my topic.
I got the shirt, Frankie, just for this topic.
Unscripted, y'all.
Yeah.
Last year, if you guys didn't catch us, we did a unscripted live commentary night 2 for WrestleMania. This year, we will be coming back and doing another WrestleMania live commentary. We don't know yet. We're going to get together. We don't know if it's going to be night 1 or night 2. It's going to be one or the other.
Right.
But we're definitely going to come back here. We're going to be a live commentary, all 3 of us. We're going to show our faces. We're going to have special guests. I'm going to talk to some of our people on ASAP and see if they can help us out and get some legendary wrestlers in here because we had some people on ASAP Network from before, like Stevie Ray, which is Booker T's brother, and many more. I'm going to try and get them back in here and share some thoughts of WrestleMania. But WrestleMania is coming up. It's a 2-night event. It's going to be on April 3rd and 4th. That's Saturday and Sunday. And we only have 2 matches that are locked down right now, which is the Universal title between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And then the second match is the SmackDown Women's Championship match, which is between Charlotte Flair and the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble winner, the rowdy Ronda Rousey. She's back. She came back at the Royal Rumble. She won it. She challenged Charlotte Flair this past Friday night, or last week's Friday night, to challenge WrestleMania versus Charlotte Flair. So those are the only 2 matches right now. Many more matches are going to be locked in, coming soon. Hopefully by Saturday, maybe Monday night, we will know more on many or more matches for WrestleMania, because this Saturday is the Elimination Chamber match, which is in Saudi Arabia. If you guys are going to want to watch it, you can watch it live on Peacock if you guys don't have it. And that match right there, that pay-per-view is going to, pinpoint on who's going to face who and what's going to happen in the next storyline coming up for WrestleMania. And I'm excited, Logan, for us to be back for a second year in a row.
Yeah,
last year was amazing. We've been about almost 4 hours live on my podcast, on Frankie C Sports podcast. We were live for about 4 hours. So hopefully this year will be a little bit less time.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. That's also.
Oh, man.
But it's going to be fun. I'm excited. WrestleMania is in Dallas, Texas again, the home stadium of Jay's Dallas Cowboys. And I wish Jay was in here because, it's in his stadium. I want to get his thought. He's not a really big wrestling man, but we're trying to get him into it.
Yeah, that's it. And I know we went away from some wrestling topics for a little bit, but we're bringing them back full strength, right? And what perfect time, right, Frankie, then with WrestleMania right around the corner, early April, I believe, right? And it's going to be hopefully a great show. A lot of matches, right? It's been 2 nights for a couple of years now. And I can't wait to see who we bring on and what all happens, man. Hopefully it's going to be some good shows.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And if you guys are watching, you guys are big fans of WWE or AEW, anything like that, Ring of Honor, which is not around anymore. I'm really sad about that.
Hopefully it comes back.
Or even New Japan Pro Wrestling or anything like that. If you guys are a big fan of wrestling in general, come on our show, WrestleMania night. Give your thoughts. Tell us what's your favorite match, what match of a WrestleMania in the past that you remember.
Yeah.
To me, my favorite would be WrestleMania 35 because that's the WrestleMania I went there live for in New York. That was my very first and my only WrestleMania that I went to with my wife, and it was a very great experience to witness WrestleMania live. I got to see Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar. I got to see DX come out for the Hall of Fame group. I got to see Hulk Hogan. Man, I got to see so much. It's great, when you experience WrestleMania live.
It's so something different.
Yeah, it's really something different. And I had a smile from ear to ear, Logan. Honestly, I had a smile on my face the entire about 4 or 5 hours because you want to get there early before the show starts. You get to catch the pre-show and stuff like that. So
get your merch.
Yeah, get your merchandise, get your drinks, get your food, and then get to your seat so you sit down before everybody else. But it was great, and I had a great time. So if you guys, like I said, if you guys are a big wrestling fan, come on our show. The night we'll announce it. We'll have a post on our Facebook page and let you guys know what day we're gonna go on. It'll be either night 1 or night 2, which again is gonna be April 3rd or April 4th.
All right.
Daytona 500 is coming up, guys, on February 20th, 2022. I'm excited. This is one of my favorite. Between this and Talladega, these are my favorite races because, these are the big name races. We got every race car is going to be there. Fans are back. They weren't there last year. Fans are back this year. So it's going to be different. We had a comment earlier saying that, NASCAR is one of the worst sports compared with golf and baseball. I don't think so. Daytona 500 to me is a great event. I love the Daytona 500. You see crashes that are going to be wild. I mean, we shouldn't be celebrating about the crash because it's a little scary.
Everyone does.
Yeah, things can happen during the crashes. You never know. So for safety reasons, we hope that everybody's safe. But
Right.
the crashes is amazing. I love the way the crashes end up. But I'm a huge Josh Gordon guy. I love Josh Gordon. I've always followed Josh Gordon until his retirement. And when he retired, I retired with him. I watched NASCAR. I was watching it, but I didn't have a racer, Logan. I didn't follow nobody. I couldn't. Until something recently happened with my boy who I follow now, Bubba Wallace. Something happened with Bubba Wallace in the NASCAR world. And since then, I've been following Bubba Wallace. And if nobody knows, he drives for Michael Jordan. He's driving Michael Jordan's car, the number 23. And I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's a McDonald's car or not, but no, it's DoorDash. He's got DoorDash.
Oh, okay.
He's sponsored by DoorDash. So that's who I want to win the Daytona 500, but I doubt it. But I'm sticking behind Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, and I mean, admittedly, I don't watch NASCAR. It's not like I don't like it. It's just I've never gotten into it. Just it's big here in the South, Frankie. Obviously, I'm from Georgia. Jay's in Georgia, and I never got the bug. But I was with you. Of course, I knew Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, all those big names. But I was looking at the betting odds, and that's who I'm gonna go. They have it for Denny Hamlin with an 8-1 victory right now. Joey Logano 9-1, Kyle Larson 10-1, and then I'll go with this guy winning. Frankie, let me know. I don't know if he's good or not, but Chase Elliott, right? Born one day before me on November the 28th, 1995, so he's a little bit older, but he's also from Georgia. It's from Dawsonville, Georgia, so might as well go with him, right? Why not?
Right. Chase Elliott's a good driver. He's really a good driver, and those drivers that you mentioned before, they're always up there. They're always going to be in the top, just like the Busch brothers, Kurt and Kyle.
Kyle.
They're always up there. So you expect one of them to probably win because they're always up there. But something happens in Daytona where at the last maybe 8 to 5 laps, something can happen, and one of these no-name people that we don't even mention end up surprising us and winning the Daytona 500, where you'll see the thing on the bottom that says first win since like 2015 or something like that, and that's I like things like that. I'm hoping Bubba Wallace can win.
And I will say one more thing before we move on, Frankie. I did look up, did a little bit of quick research. There is actually a driver who's in the Xfinity series, so not in the main NASCAR series, but he is from my hometown, from Douglasville, Georgia, who is in the Xfinity series. His name is Mason Massey. He just started in the Xfinity series this year, so I might have a new driver. He might be the one for me, Frankie. He might be my go-to guy.
Well, let's bring him in.
I'll bring him in, man. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, Jay?
My cat unplugged my internet, and now I got logged out of StreamYard. So
that's what they all say.
I had to go to my backup phone.
Oh God! All right. Well, don't worry. We got you covered for tonight, but just do it just only once.
Yeah. I was like, what happened? Everything just went black, and I look over at my cat, and she's like pawing at the cord, and I'm like, great.
Oh God.
Just
okay.
Great. So now Melon's gonna have to take this dang cat back to this wreaking havoc on my life.
Jay, so I want to get your thoughts on Daytona 500. I don't know if you're a big NASCAR fan or not, but I want to get your thoughts on Daytona 500. What do you think about it, and who do you think's gonna win? If you're there,
if you have any idea,
did your cat unplug your phone internet as well?
Look a little choppy.
Oh, he's here.
I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay.
So I want to get your thoughts on the Daytona 500. Who do you think is gonna win it? And he's not here again.
Well.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, my phone's acting kind of crazy. I might want to just.
Yeah, just go in the comments. Just go in the comments, Jay. We'll pull him up there
later on.
See you, buddy. Also, Frankie, I looked up. Chase Elliott is the son of the 1988 Winston Cup Series champion Bill Elliott. The Elliots are the third father-son NASCAR champs in history, along with Lee and Richard Petty, and Ned and Dale Jarrett. So look at that, right? That's how we do it here. Quick research.
We have a question here.
Yeah.
Do y'all really think Harden or to make a difference and help the Sixers in the playoffs. I mean, to be honest, he doesn't do anything in the playoffs. Just look at the teams he played with.
It would be, it'd be the first time if he produced. He ain't done nothing really before. I think regular season will be fine. Postseason, different story. He hasn't proven anything to me in the postseason. But maybe this is the year. You never know. What's up next, though?
I mean, he had a good run with Chris Paul and the Houston Rockets. I mean, it depends on who's with him. If he has a right person where he can work with very well, then I feel like they can make a strong push. But we can't just blame this on James Harden. We can also blame this on Embiid and the 76ers as well, because they had the number 1 seed last year, and what happened? They got canned early. So you never know.
All right, what's up next, Frankie?
Team figure skating medal ceremonies delayed. Reports of failed Russian drug testing. Now, for those who don't know, Russia, for the Olympics, they don't even have a team. They go by the Russian Olympic Committee, the ROC.
ROC.
And this is the reason why, is because of drug testing. They got tested positive for drug testing, and it was a year where they won so many medals. They didn't win the overall medals, but somehow they were winning medals left and right. And this happens again, and it's getting out of control. Logan, give me your thoughts on this. I don't know if you followed it.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of this, right? And bro, what's going on here? I mean, can Russia just stop doing illegal stuff? I mean, so I did see, right? I looked up Russian teen skater, and the female on the screen, last name, her name, she's 15, Frankie, she's 15. Kamia Valivia, I believe, something like that. And, and there's reports of testing positive for a banned substance at 15, dude. Now, look, I know me and you weren't doing Olympic stuff at 15, but come on. Really? It's sad to see, honestly. I don't get it. And, it sucks because this is the top of the top, right? The best of the best in the world. And like Frankie said, Russia, they got caught, they got banned, and here we are with them as the ROC. And now we're seeing that, the medal ceremony got delayed because they just keep failing drug tests. So I don't know, man. It's crazy, and it's a shame.
I really hope they change it, man. I really do, because this is ridiculous for Russian to get caught with the positive, or maybe, positive drug test again. It's insane.
Especially
Jay, I see you're back.
Man. She's 15.
Yeah, I lost internet, and I didn't realize it. I had to go fix my whole internet. So, long story short, I might be old, Logan, but I can eventually figure it out, and I figured it out. So now we're back. We're good to go. Live stream.
Jay, I want to bring it back a couple of segments.
Yep.
Your thoughts on WrestleMania coming up?
You ready? Round 2. Let's do it, Jay.
Hey, listen. Hey, I'm doing it. Are we going to do this again?
Oh yeah,
we announced it. We're going second year in a row. Last year was on Frankie C Sports. We're live for about 4 hours for night 2 of WrestleMania 36, and this year coming up, WrestleMania 37, 2-nighter. We're coming back for a live commentary. We don't know yet. We're gonna get together and discuss whether we want to do night 1 or night 2.
And it's on Peacock. It's on Peacock, and I got that on that app on my TV, so I will definitely be there.
There you go.
Jay, give me your thoughts. Give me thoughts on WrestleMania. What do you remember as a kid growing up about wrestling and WrestleMania?
Man, you know what? Hey, when I was growing up as a kid, we didn't have WrestleMania, Frankie. We had Hacksaw Jim Duggan, WWE, and it was old school. As a kid, I never really got into it all that much. I got into a little bit, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Ted DiBiase, Dr. Death Steve Williams, so forth, the Freebirds, whatever. And it was good, man. I enjoyed it. I mean, of course, I enjoyed the plot line. Back then, I used to think it was real. Then I realized it was fake, and then I kind of ruined it for me a little bit, and plot twists and things like that. But No, I like it now. I mean, I need to get back into it, Frankie. I got to.
You were doing good. You were doing good. Frankie was asking for progress reports after every show for a little bit after our first WrestleMania live stream.
I know.
Bring you back into it, Jay. Ease you back in with WrestleMania. Then we'll start branching them out, right, Frankie? Back into the other territories. We'll go with some AEW. We'll go with some other promotions, and we'll get Jay back on board with us. How about
it won't be like I know on Friday nights. What is it? Friday Night SmackDown. I get that on my TV. I think it's Friday Night SmackDown. The one that comes on regular programming. I get that one a lot. So I'll start boning up on it again.
I'm about to tell you, tomorrow night you can watch it on
Jay,
Fox. So
I'm gonna test you. Okay, we're gonna test you. I want you to watch Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. After SmackDown, I want you to tune over to TBS and watch AEW Rampage. And
it's only an hour long.
And that's 1 hour. Yes, that's 1 hour long from 10 to 11. And then after, I want you to give me your thoughts on what you think is better, WWE or AEW. Yes, get your notepad out.
There you go.
And write it down.
We'll give you the
chance. Hey, you know what we're going to do? Hey, I don't have my pen. Hey, just put it in the group chat. I'll get it in the group chat.
We'll do that, and be sure to set your DVR, right? And
I'll be home. I'll watch it.
And on Saturday, Saturday live on Peacock is the pay-per-view Elimination Chamber for WWE,
in Saudi
which is
Arabia.
the final pay-per-view before WrestleMania.
Now,
I want you to start.
I have a question, Jay. What do you think the Elimination Chamber is? I don't know if you know what it is.
I think is that a chamber where it's like it's like a cage-in thing where where a single elimination, like one person goes in or two people go in and one comes out, and then they keep revolving it.
Pretty much, yeah. Guys start jumping off stuff, flying off things, and it's a fun time.
Hey, as long as it's free, I'm watching it. If it's on Peacock, I'm watching it. See, Elimination Chamber on Saturday. What time?
Yeah. Probably I don't have pulled up. Probably six or seven, maybe.
It's gonna be early. It's gonna be early because it's in Saudi Arabia, so it'll probably be around like 3 p.m.
Okay, so a little bit early.
Oh, nice, 3 p.m. That's a good time for Saturday. I'll probably get that in.
Let me show you.
That's it. They're all the way in Saudi Arabia, so nowhere near us.
That's crazy. I guess Saudi Arabia's got a lot of money over there. They can afford.
Yeah, they were doing a few years of this. They bring in all the. They're actually having I mean they've done it before, but they're having some more women's matches over there too, which that's a whole issue over there.
Oh, that's interesting. That is an issue over there.
Here you go, Jay. Mm-hmm. And for all of those who haven't followed WWE or anything like that, this is the Elimination Chamber.
Look at Frankie, the photos. Looking nice.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the old one, right? Show them the new one that they kind of made a little bit iffier. It's got like padding, I think, right?
That's probably because people were getting hurt.
Yeah, you might be right, my friend.
Yeah, if you notice right here where my mouse is, there's padding around the structure right here. Back in the day, Jay,
they didn't have that.
None of this padding was there.
That was chain.
All chains. You hitting your back on chains.
People are. I bet you they were probably getting hurt.
They're probably breaking legs, so they probably just had to scrap that. Yeah, go back to the original. Let's see.
Look right here.
There you go.
I can't get a big image.
Yeah, you can see.
I like the original better than I do the one now. Unfortunately,
everyone does. You're not alone in that thought.
I definitely like the original one.
Look, there you go. Here at Triple H's feet.
Yeah, that's like
no padding.
Like steel or chain or.
Yeah, it was tough back in the day.
So Jay, go on YouTube because you can find them or on Peacock and watch some of the older ones, and then try not to get disappointed by the new.
Yes, good job.
The older ones are better.
Jay, please go to Peacock and look up the old school's Elimination Chambers it started in 2002.
Yeah, we'll put all this in the group chat on Facebook for you so that you don't forget it.
Yes, please put it in the group chat because I'm old and I will forget it. But I will be watching Friday. If you put it in the group chat, I'll watch Friday and then I'll catch the chamber on Peacock Saturday.
All right, Frank. Let's go to our last topic. I think. Oh, we got one more.
Yeah, Daytona 500, Jay.
Oh yeah.
What do you like about it, or do you like it, and who do you think's gonna win?
I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it.
There we go.
I got Kyle Larson with his 10 wins and 6 poles. So I'm going Kyle
That's your
Larson.
pick.
And yeah, I know I kind of played it safe. I probably could have picked, maybe like a Kurt Busch or,
I told
Danny
you, Logan.
Hamlin. I probably
They
could have
always
Danny
pick one of
Hamlin
the
or
Bush
something. But
brothers.
Yeah. I was about to say,
Danny Hamlin
I went with the guy from Georgia, so.
Danny Hamlin is going to be up there. The same with your pick and the Bush brothers. They're all up there, but I'm going to stick behind my race car driver. My man Bubba Wallace.
Yep. I went
Michael Jordan's driver.
You think Bubba's gonna get it? You think he's gonna win it?
Bubba.
No, he's not gonna win it, but I'm gonna stick behind him and hopefully
He
he
wants
does
to
win.
win.
Every time I watched,
watch,
for the past, I think it was like 3 years.
Uh-huh.
I watched the Daytona 500, and the highest I seen Bubba Wallace come in for the Daytona 500 was at least 14, maybe 12.
Maybe this is the year.
Hopefully, this is the year. Hopefully, maybe some of these top name gets crashed. Who knows? Did you get your thoughts on this one, Jay?
Yeah, hey, real quick on that, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, so Camila Valavas, I can't say her name right.
Your guess is as good as mine was.
Yeah, I think it's Anyway, Camila. We're gonna go with Camila.
Russian.
Just go with V.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Camila V. So she got busted doing trimtrazodone. It's the abbreviation is TMZ. She got busted with that. And you know what? And I was looking it up, and all it really is a drug that treats chest pain or angina. So I don't know. Look, here's the deal. The USA does not ban this drug. It's not a banned substance in the US. It's only a banned substance worldwide. So my theory is this. If it's used to treat chest pain and angina, how is it really physically enhancing you to do, whatever it is you need to do in the Olympic world to win? I don't know what the advantage of that is. So, right now, Russia is looking at sweeping the figure skating gold medals. And this is really the only thing that's holding them up from sweeping. And the girl's 15 years old. I don't think she's out there trying to do anything crazy. I think she probably took something for some chest pain and whatever. But I think that, me personally, look, man, I think she should be able to keep her medal. I want the U.S. to get a gold medal as much as anybody, but I don't want to get it the wrong way. I think she deserves it. I think, she should be allowed to sweep it. And it just is what it is. How did you guys feel about it?
For one, before I go, I just want to say they're not sweeping the gold medal. Nathan Chan for the men's figure skating for USA.
No, this is women's. I'm talking about women's. It's women's figure skating that they swept it. Not like
maybe, women's, maybe because U.S. women's are not that good. They get up there and like the bronze and silver. Yeah, I understand. Okay, I thought you meant like all over for Russia.
No. I was just speaking on the women's figure skating side of it.
Okay, then my apologies.
Yeah, it is accepted.
They use drugs.
But I feel the reason why they're getting hammered with this is because it's Russian. It's the Russian Olympic Committee. They got in trouble for this before, not for this specific drug, but for other drug related reasons. And I feel like they're just trying to say, listen, if you're going to use something, let the Olympic medic people know, so that we can let you guys know if it's okay to use or not. Because if you're just going to go ahead and shoot yourself up with something that's going to help you with your chest pains or something like that, they're not going to know that. They don't think that. They don't know that. They're just, in their mind, they're like, oh, Russia again are doing it. They're taking drugs again. We don't know what kind of drug it is, but let's go ahead and let's delay this ceremony and let's test them out and let's see what she took. But just because she's Russian and she's skating for Russia, you shouldn't, I agree with Jay. You shouldn't be getting on her like that. For one, this is her first Olympics. She's a young teenager.
Right.
Like, she don't know what she's doing. But then again, they should be telling her what she's doing, like, oh, hey, if you don't feel good, come let us know, But I don't know. It's really weird to me.
Hey, did y'all cover the Shaun White already?
No, not yet.
Good segue, Jay, because Frankie, what do we have up next?
My man, my figure skate. Oh, I'm looking at my figure skate. My snowboarder, which I'm about to watch right now. I'm watching it. My man Shaun White and his finals Winter Olympics. My man Shaun White started when he was 20. He is in his 30s, mid-30s right now, and he is calling it a career, guys. Give me your thoughts on this.
Well, look, the guy's a 5-time Olympian, 3-time Olympic gold, most gold medals by a snowboarder, and he's got countless number of X Games gold medals. I think it's a good storybook ending for him. Hey, look, I always said if you're going to go out on top. Mm-hmm. And I hope that Sean, can capture the gold this go around, because that would just be the storybook ending to a pretty damn good career, to be honest with you. Logan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of, if not the most recognizable snowboarders, right, in Olympic history, X Games history. And plus, like you say, he's going out hopefully on top, right? He's going tonight. And plus, he's getting out early, right? He's in his mid-30s, still has plenty of life to go and live. And if he wants to use some commentary or still keep in the maybe help out train some future Olympians, right? Then, I mean, I'm sure he'd way rather do that. And I mean, obviously, that we're going to be a little bit tougher in the next Winter Olympics with him not there, right, helping us out. But like I said, hopefully he can help bring it on home tonight. Hopefully for a gold. But we're wishing the best for him, and what a tremendous career he's had. One of the most decorated snowboarders of all time. Frankie, your thoughts?
Man, I love Shaun White. It's tough to see him go. Just like I love what's this guy, Philip. You know who I'm talking about, the swimmer. I can't think right now.
Yeah, Phillips.
Yeah, what's his name?
It's Michael Phelps, wasn't it?
Michael Phelps, yes, Michael Phelps. Sorry, I had a little brain fart right now because I'm looking at my TV and I'm looking at the intro that they're making for Shaun White, because Shaun White is having his half-pipe snowboarding moment right now, and this is where he gets he can get the gold later tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna miss Shaun White. He's like the Michael Phelps on snow in winter. He's got the gold, he's got the medals, he's got the caliber. He's got the rhythm, and it's gonna be different to not see him in the next 2 years. 2 years from now, or 4 years from now. I'm sorry, it's gonna be weird to see him 4 years from now, or not see him 4 years from now in the next Winter Olympics. It's gonna be really sad, but I understand. You've been doing this since you were 20. This is your 5th Olympic. You won, I believe, 4 gold medals. You won gold in every freaking Olympic you've been in, but he knows when to call it a career. He knows when to call it an end. He wants to focus on his life now. He's tired of training. I mean, he probably wants to be warm now. He's tired of being cold all the time. He's tired of hitting that snow. But it's going to be sad to see my man Shaun White go, just like how it was sad to see Michael Phelps go. But I hope Shaun White can go out the way Michael Phelps did, and that's go out on top with a gold medal around your neck. And I can't wait to witness what you're about to get tonight. He is coming in, guys. He is coming in 4th. So he needs to step it up a little bit.
Yep. Okay. Not a bad start. Not a bad start.
He's right now. He's in 4. He did the qualifications.
Okay, so just
2 nights ago, and for qualification he came in number 4. Okay, so he's going to be, I believe, by doing that, he's going to be the number 4th snowboarder up
to go. Okay.
Well, so we got work right? Tonight.
Yeah, he can see what some of you guys are doing and improve. Okay, I like it though. All right, and also one of the best nicknames, right, Brian Sports, the Flying Tomato.
I remember they called him that.
Because he used to look like Carrot Top back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. I remember
he used to say, "Is that Carrot Top on a snowboard?"
Yeah.
I like Shaun White, man. It's real sad. If you guys haven't seen Shaun White this year, he's got a haircut. He's not red top no more. Aww. He's got like a little black in him.
That's how you know he's getting older.
Yeah, and he's got the haircut. He couldn't do the long hair. But before we head out, I just want to say, since we're in the Olympic side of it, the USA is currently placed in 5th with 10 medals overall, behind I don't know what's AUT.
We still have hockey to go through too, so we can get some hockey golds.
Austria,
yeah. Yep, Austria is in 1st. 2nd place. What's going on here? 2nd place is Norway. 3rd place is Canada. 4th place is the ROC, which is the Russian Olympic Committee. By the way, Norway has 12. Canada has 12 total overall.
Okay, so
Austria has 13 overall. and the ROC have 11. So the USA is not that far back. If we can get 3 medals tonight, doesn't matter if it's gold, silver, bronze. If we can get 3 or more medals tonight, we get into the number 1 spot of overall medals. Right now, we are second in silver with 5. We are tied second or tied third with gold. We have 4 gold. 2 nights ago, I was writing you guys and I said we had 0 gold medals. So 2 days later, we have 4. So we're stepping it up really big. And we have 1 bronze. For the gold medals, we won gold in snowboarding, women's snowboard cross. We won gold medal in the snowboarding women's half pipe by Chloe Kim, who won back-to-back gold medals on that.
That was nice. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, she got it with the first one. She scored a 94 overall.
That's crazy.
That's sick.
In her very first try. So, and then we have Nathan Chen, who won gold medal in the men's single figure skating. And we got Justin, I can't say his last name, Sconnerfield or whatever, I don't know. But he got it in mixed Orel's team figure skating. Those are our full gold medals.
Shout out to all the Olympians.
All right, folks. Hey, we're going to get some final thoughts here, and then we're going to wrap this puppy up. Logan, final thoughts.
All right, final thoughts. NBA trade deadline has come and gone. James Harden, Ben Simmons, the biggest one of the day. We'll see what happens. We'll see when Simmons comes back on the court. We'll see if Harden can lead the Sixers back into the playoffs and get them a good run. You never know. Commissioner Manfred needs to do something to get some baseball going. And also, leading the Saturday, guys, we are giving our Super Bowl picks this upcoming Saturday for the big game on Sunday. So stay tuned for that.
Frankie.
Yeah, I know final thoughts, man. I just, I'm trying to focus more on wrestling for our show.
Oh, yeah, we'll get some more wrestling on the show. We'll get some on Saturday.
I want to bring more wrestling back into our show. But that's when, it's coming up soon. Like I said, we got Elimination Chamber Saturday. We got WrestleMania on April 3rd and 4th. Please stop on our page. Like, share, follow us. Do what you can. Even with the ASAP Network, All Sports, All Play. Sports Network, go ahead and go there, follow us there, and please, guys, we love the supports. We love you guys stopping by. We love the reactions, the comments. It's amazing. Also, if you guys have the time, please go on and watch the Winter Olympics, man. It's amazing to watch. I understand it's not like the Summer Olympics, but it's an Olympics, and represent your country, guys. USA, United States of America, one of the greatest country, one of the greatest country in the world to me. Go ahead and watch Shaun White, man. He might win the gold tonight, and you guys will witness history, because you guys could go on for years to come in the next couple of Winter Olympics and say, man, I miss Shaun White. It's not the same as Shaun White. If you guys never seen Shaun White, this is your last chance to do it.
No, I definitely agree with you. It's going to be I expect it to be a pretty amazing performance by Shaun White. I think he's going to go out on top. I don't think I know he qualified 4th, but qualifying and finishing are 2 different things, and I'm gonna keep the hope alive that he takes gold tonight. Hey, listen, this has been Unscripted. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Tiki channel under ASAP Network. And until Saturday when we give our predictions, there's been another episode, and we appreciate you for Logan, Frankie, and myself, man. We'll catch you Saturday. We out of here.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we're making up plays. You're talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.